I say, boy, your final flash ain't nothing more than a flash in the pan, boy. You missed it. Flew right over me. You couldn't hit the broadside of a bomb with a blast like that, boy. No wonder you're called a Saiyan. All talk and nothing else. Now pay attention when I'm talking to you, boy.
Oh, God, kill me.
I ain't gonna kill you, boy, but I am gonna make you wish you were dead, boy. You hear me?
God, I can't believe I got my ass kicked by a chicken.
You got your ass kicked by the chicken, boy. The best chicken around these here parts of cock-a-doodle-doo. I'm coming to kick you, boy. You about to taste the rainbow, boy, and I don't mean the color of your hair.
Kill me. This is just pathetic.
Not as much as your hairline, boy. I say, your hair might turn yellow, but you ain't a bright fella now, are you, son? Boy, I say, boy, what's the sense of letting that woman over there push you in the river and getting your shirt and your britches wet? Boy, you gotta have some more self-respect. Pick your head up, boy, and tell that Nagatoro that you ain't putting up with her preposterous behavior anymore, son. Boy, you're about as sharp as an old eraser and about as useful as one, too. That was a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You have to keep your ears open. Now look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. You need to listen and comprehend and digest the wisdom that I'm about to cock-a-doodle-doo upon you, son. Boy, I say, boy, let me shed something on you. You got too carried, boy. Let that big head of yours get too big for your britches. You thought you were a god of death, boy? More like God out of your depth. You wanted an ale so bad? Well, you're taking one now, boy. Boy, I say, boy, look at me when I'm talking to you, son. You need to stop talking and start acting, boy. Your boy's getting beaten like the redhead steps out of a rented mule. Boy, I say, boy, now look in what you got yourself mixed up in, boy. I say, stand up when I'm talking to you, boy. You're about as sorry as a dog without a bone. This is what's called karma, boy, and you're about to feel the full weight of it, you hear? Now pay attention, boy. I say some villains can't be reasoned with. Words won't reach. They're more stubborn than an itch that won't go away. Don't you get it, boy? You ought to protect the life you cherish. Let go of those silly restraints. Just let it go, boy. Now look at what you've done. I say, look at what you've done now, boy. You came all this way, and you failed just for a piece of paper. I said, a piece of paper, boy. No wonder you're made of rubber, cause your brain don't got a single wrinkle to think with. Damn it, boy. They call you Monkey D. Luffy cause the D stands for dumbass, boy. Boy, listen here, boy. Are you gonna let that D.O. fella there pin you down like a nail on a plank? He sucked the life out of your grandpappy and took the body of your great-grandpappy. So get off your Joe Star Keister, send out that Star Platinum fella, and get a walloping, boy. Nah, that's weird. Was that what you said, boy? Now look at you all split up like a dried-up fingernail. Now Sakuna's gonna mix your boys like they were a fresh cocktail. If you weren't so cocky, you'd still be up on your feet, Gojo. But you ain't, is you? Because you an idiot. The name Gojo ought to stand for you ain't got a lick of sense, boy. I say, lass, I told you that was a mimic, yet you didn't listen. That spell is 99% accurate. And that 1% chance there's a grimoire is like finding a needle in a haystack. Now look at yourself. You're getting eaten alive all because you didn't listen to what I say. You are a certified dummy. I'm gonna start calling you dumbassy lassie. You got about as much sense as Sakura does when a Uchiha's in a room, and that's none. I say, now look at here, boy. You can't just go swinging around willy-nilly with them Cybermen. With your power level, you ain't got a snowball's chance in July. I've seen years of corn with higher power levels, boy. Hey, stand up when I'm talking to you, son. And another thing, you and your fan base got one thing in common. Y'all both delusional. Because you are a deloony-foony if you believe for one solid chicken-picking minute that you ever gonna be relevant again, son. Now, boys, I say, boys, have y'all sat down and worked out how much this is gonna cost y'all? What in the Sam hell y'all reckon pays the price for a human soul, I ask you? I tell you, nothing good's gonna come out of this. Old mess gonna cost some poor fella an arm and a leg, by gone. Well, I say, son, looks like you tried mixing a bit too much alchemy in your stew there. You see, trying to bring back the past ain't like plucking a chicken. You're messing with forces beyond your coop. Use your noggin before you go mixing things up like a hen in a fox den, son. Boy, I say, boy, you keep kicking the behind of that good-for-nothing homunculus. He thinks he's the Lord above, but he's nothing but a sham who took that brother of yours from you. Put him 6 feet under. No, 12 feet under. Better yet, return him to the nothing he is. He belongs in a pile of shit. Now, boy, I say, boy, when I said finger licking good, I didn't mean you should really lick a finger. It was a joke. Look here. A joke, son. This boy's more mixed up than a Zedine clan family reunion. Any of this getting through to that pig pony of yours, boy? Now, Your Honor, I say, Your Honor, that Meyer girl done her sister in. She took that statue and clocked her like she was hammering a barn. I say, that girl is guilty as P. Diddy. I say, there you go, boy. Put the paws on him. He's been a thorn in your side for too long. If that boy thinks he can keep up with this preposterous pestering and his dirty deeds, he's got another thing coming to him. Boy, I say, boy, now why didn't you go ahead and finish sail off when you had the chance, son? Now that boy's about as big as a bunny on Easter. You're about as sharp as a sack of wheat mash. I tell you now, we're about to be as dead as your hair is spiky, son. We had a good thing, boy. We had the chicken, man. We had the lab. It all ran like clockwork, son. Boy's got a mouth like a cannon, always shooting it off. You're like a stick of dynamite, son. Can't resist blowing it up. I say, your pride and ego got the better of you, son. Son, I say, son, you should have known better than to try to fight that there green fella over yonder. You let yourself get a big head because of that there filly gave you a peck on the cheek. You're not right in the head, boy. She tried to kill your best friend, son. You gotta think before you act, boy. Now, you see here, boy, what you gotta understand is the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. See, you've been given a gift, boy, and that gift is called life. Now, what you do with that gift, well, that right there determines who you are, boy. Oh, boy, you see what happened now? I told you letting this fella get that Stone Ager would be trouble. Don't you know you're supposed to look both ways before crossing? That's how you avoid getting hit by cars. Now, that's a joke, son, a joke. Now, quit all that moaning. Now, I don't condone eating unclean food, but when circumstances calls for survival, I would not hesitate. I say, I would not hesitate to eat dungeon monsters. Preparation should be done well. I say, you gotta have your daily required nutritional intake. Gotta get your vitals up. Now listen here, boy. I'm talking to you, Shadow. I hear you're wrestling with some mighty big ideas about right and wrong. But remember that sweet gal Maria, bless her soul, didn't want all this ruckus and hullabaloo. No, sir. She wanted happiness for them folks on Earth, not all this chaos and mayhem. Now, you've got power in those boots and you're sharp as a tack. Well, you're sharper than a sack full of wet mice. So why not skedaddle over to the right side of the corral and help out Sonic in the game? Stop this here calamity and do some good. Now listen here, I say, listen here, Shinji. Right now might seem like life's giving you a bad hand, boy. But what you gotta realize is that life ain't a simple game of blackjack, see? It's more like a game of checkers, see? It might seem like all you got are a bunch of puny pawns. But you gotta know what to do, boy. So stick out your nuts and act like a man, son. Boy, I say, boy, what is all this now? Boy, I understand how much it hurts to lose someone who supported you through trials and tribulations, boy. But you gotta move on, son. Your drill will pierce the heavens, I say. Son, believe in the Foghorn that believes in you, boy. Now, boy, I told you no good will come from no human transmutation. And now look at you. I done heard folks say they done gave an arm and a leg for things, and you're halfway there with nothing to show for it, boy. I say, young lady, life is a precious thing. A human's got a lifespan of a dang mayfly compared to the vast ocean you got. I say, you gotta enjoy the little things in life. It's not too late for a great mage like you. I say, you gotta cherish the time you got. Well, ain't this a sad sight to see, boy? I say you walk right into a trap more cluelessly than a deer in the headlights. I say, you gotta rely on that sixth sense of yours, boy. And now you done lost all your friends and your powers. Quit the waterworks, boy, and get your sorry keister up. You're tripping over your own feet. Boy, I say, you gotta aim, boy. No time to be getting nervous now, son. Use that old observation. You can't be giving up on old Straw Hat now, boy. Now, why, I say, has your tofu-headed head come back? But I'll cut you a deal, boy. If you go 2 steps down, I'll be your friend. But come up here and I'll say, I'll clobber you till next Sunday. Boy, I say, boy, what are you doing? You're throwing yourself head first at this fella over here, and all you do is get sent back head first. You keep at it, you're gonna go stupid faster, son. Good kid. But his head's made out of tin, that keeps him alive. Now see here, boy, what do you think you're doing? Giving up on life like that? You're making the people that love you sad, son. You dying to save that child is noble and all, but it's not enough to know the value of life, but the value of living. Now listen here, boy, you can't just launch big old asteroids into the planet just because you're a little sad about your dead missus. And I know for certain this, excuse my language, this floozy you've been conniving with ain't got your best intentions in mind. Now, boy, look at what happened to you. It's bad enough you forgot to confirm it, but you saw the man turn orange like a former president, and you let him one-shot you. You got no one to blame for this but yourself. Whoever designed your damn outfit, boy, you look like a damn loony. Between you and me, there's something wrong with a full-grown boy talking to a baseball, walking around flipping his yapper, whining about a bunch of crayon-headed dapper Dans. I say the boy's a few players short of a team if you catch what I'm pitching. Boy, I say, boy, fighting your daddy was the biggest mistake of your life, son. You done got beaten up so bad you're redder than my wattles and comb combined, son. The only thing you gonna have in 500 years is memories of this ass whooping your daddy done gave you, boy. Boy, I say, boy, you see this name I'm pointing at right here? That's a good player, boy. That's one of the best, I say, boy. 1 goal, 2 assists, 6 hits, and he saved a goal. Boy, that's a good boy right here.